Hi everyone, I'm Heather Poduska, star maker to entrepreneurs who want to unlock their potential and command any stage. Welcome to Thrive, the show where I bring you tips, resources, and people to help you create a more abundant life and business. You are in for high-value content coming to you from industry leaders who are growing their business, making an impact, and rocking their brands. Welcome to the show. Here we go. Hi everyone, I'm Heather Poduska, founder of the Brand Star Academy, where I teach entrepreneurs how to be powerful, profitable speakers and create their own celebrity personal brands. Welcome to this episode of Thrive, How to Make More Money Online with my guest, Lisa Gottlieb. Lisa Gottlieb is a marketing expert, an entrepreneur, a best-selling author, coach, and speaker whose specialty is helping entrepreneurs make more money from their websites and social media. She is known as the e-commerce queen of Denmark and is the creator of the Power Ecom formula, which shows entrepreneurs the step-by-step things they need to do to optimize their websites. On this episode, Lisa shared her insights around where most entrepreneurs are leaving money on the table, both online entrepreneurs and brick-and-mortar entrepreneurs. She has worked everywhere from San Francisco to Dubai, helping entrepreneurs set up profitable funnels in their businesses. Lisa shares the 3 buckets that must be in place, the 3 elements that have to be in place in order to optimize your online revenues. She also talks about the one thing that you need as an entrepreneur to get rid of the noise that is distracting and taking away from your profit-generating strategies. Lisa was a wealth of information, and she talked about how entrepreneurs can really maximize their profits and why everybody should be online and how easy it is for brick and mortar to get online. We also talked about Facebook ads. Dun, dun, dun. Everybody wants to know about Facebook ads. Some people are like, that doesn't work. It never works. It's too expensive. There's no ROI. And other people are killing it, making millions using Facebook ads. And Lisa chimes in and gives us her expert opinion on when and how to use Facebook ads for the small business owner. She is a wealth of information, super smart, strategic woman. So you are going to get so much out of this if you are an entrepreneur who wants to make more money online, and who doesn't. I really hope you enjoy her as much as I did. And if you would like to know how to become a more powerful, profitable speaker, to convert your audience from the stage, to be able to tell a compelling story and close sales. If you'd like to know how to stand out in your industry as the go-to expert, if you'd like to understand how to position your expertise, to have a compelling message that feels aligned with your heart and your value, I would invite you to check out my programs by going to heatherpoduska.com and clicking on the consulting tab. I would love to chat with you about how to create your celebrity brand buzz. Okay, on to the show. I hope you enjoy this episode of Thrive. Hi everyone, I'm Heather Poduska, star maker to entrepreneurs who want to find their authentic voice so they can command any stage. Welcome to Thrive, the show where I bring you tips, resources, and people to help you create a more abundant life and business. You are in for high-value content coming to you from industry leaders who are growing their business, making an impact, and rocking their brands. My special guest today is Lisa Gottlieb. Lisa Gottlieb is known as the e-commerce queen of Denmark, and she's also the creator of Power Ecom formula. As a marketing expert, entrepreneur, best-selling author, speaker, and coach, Lisa shares her proven strategies with self-motivated, disciplined, hardworking people to help them attain a holistic lifestyle that includes personal and financial independence. Lisa's 43 books, over 300 articles, business coaching, and health and diet products stem from her true life story. After successful sales careers at Oracle and Deloitte Touche, she developed a thyroid disease, which inspired her to write a self-help book on the topic to help others facing health challenges. Her latest works include PowerEcomFormula.com, AwesomePaleoDiet.com, and you can find her at LisaGottlieb.com. Welcome, Lisa. It's so great to have you here.
Thank you very much, Heather.
You are so accomplished. My goodness, 43 books.
Yeah.
Wow. How do you find the time to do that with all of the marketing and coaching and diet and health improvements that you've been making?
Yeah, I think I have a great team. So I have a very good team that I have been working with for quite a long time, and they are very skilled, and they're very good at what they are doing. So when I come up with the ideas, they help me to process them.
Oh, that's really important.
Yeah.
And is that something that you talk to other entrepreneurs about when they're building their businesses, the importance of team?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
And what do you tell them about team? Like what kinds of things do they have to have in place around that?
I think it's very important for the business owner that they are engaging with the team, and the team feel valued, and that they have responsibility, and they are really perceived as a competent resource. So that's really important for every human being to be valued and respected. And I think that is the most important for the leader, to create a good team.
Yeah, absolutely. And the team has to support the leader so they can do the good work to get their genius out there, to really be the leader that can then lead the team. So it really is this collaboration.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're a marketing expert. Tell me what kinds of clients that you work with and the kind of work that you do with them.
I work with two types of clients. Or I would say in general my clients are typical entrepreneurs or small businesses. But some of them are new business owners that start up an online business and really cannot make the money. They heard all about that this is how you make money online, and they set up something, they invest in building a business or setting up a store, but they cannot produce any profit. So I help them to leverage the investment they already have done in that business and make it to something that can produce a profit, so that they actually can make a living out of it. And the other kind of customers I have are existing physical businesses that doesn't have a really good presence online. So I help them to benefit from the online technology we have that can actually give them leads and make sales for them in a way that they're not used to do.
So let's talk about the first group, because you said these are people who've already invested in the internet. And of course, entrepreneurs are told all the time, get online, get online, get online. And there are so many things you can do online. There's social media, and there's sales funnels, and there's Facebook ads. So how do you help people navigate that barrage of information so that they know where to spend their time and energy?
The first thing is that I try to teach them is focus. They need to focus. They need to find out what is their expertise, what kind of product will be the one that they will have their focus on. And when we have decided on that, then we will know what market we will be looking after. And then we can find our ideal client. And this is actually what I do in this Power Ecom formula, because the Power Ecom formula have three components. It is to create the power product, and to create that power shop that they can sell it from, and to find the power market that actually will buy this power product. So when these three components are in place, then they can make a profitable business. So I do not tell them to spread themselves thin all over the internet and do all kinds of social media and things. I actually tell them to do paid advertising.
Oh, okay.
And for that I use Facebook marketing, because that is just amazing what they can do with this marketing tool. So instead of just seeing as some kind of a social connection thing for them and their friends, then they can see it as the best marketing tool ever.
Yeah, I think there's some misconceptions about Facebook, that it's just for, social parts, but also I've heard a lot of people saying, oh, nobody really buys from Facebook. It's kind of come and gone, its time is over, but that's not true.
No, that's definitely not true. And Facebook makes a lot of money from this marketing machine, that you can see that on the stock market. So it's absolutely a very, very powerful business. And as an entrepreneur, you can benefit from that. So when I was in the beginning of business, we didn't have Facebook. So we have cold calling, and we have the yellow pages and so on. And that is over with Facebook. You can sit down, you can sit in front of your computer and say, I want this kind of client, I want this gender, I want this age, I want this income, I want this location, I want them to love pets or whatever. You can find all the interests, and you can just dig, and you can continue digging. And the more you dig, the cheaper your leads become. So the more knowledge you have about your group, the more cheap leads you will get, and of course that have a big influence on the outcome, on your profit. So I would highly recommend any business to use Facebook, because there's 2 billion people in Facebook today. So I would be very surprised if their leads is not in that.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to ask you a question about this, because I know a lot of entrepreneurs who've spent a lot of money on Facebook ads and haven't had great results. So is it something that the average person, average entrepreneur should be doing themselves, or do you think it's better to hire someone to do your ads for you?
I think it's very wise to have a little knowledge about it, because you need to understand any task in your business is your responsibility by the end of the day. And if you want to outsource something, you also need to understand what you are outsourcing.
Yes.
So I think that a basic level you should be able to do yourself. But there are, as an entrepreneur, I think it's very important that you have some mentors, some coaches, somebody who can teach you the stuff you do not know how to do, and they can maybe also advise you how to solve it. So you can remove some of all these daily transactional tasks from yourself and be the business owner that actually work on that business.
Yes.
So I will say a minimum of knowledge is wise. But to do everything yourself is not what I will recommend.
Yeah, and also you want to be spending time, like you said, doing your zone of genius.
Yeah.
Like, my time is not best spent figuring out pixels.
No.
No. So, but I do need to know about Facebook ads.
Yeah.
So I totally agree with that. Yeah. Now, you said have the power product.
Yeah.
And the power audience, and in the middle is the power shop. What is the power shop? Say a little bit more about that.
Yeah, that is actually where, when you send your leads to your website of some kind, this is the shop.
Oh, okay.
So it's whether you have a big shop where you're selling actually physical products and a ton of things to choose between, or if it's just maybe a sales page where you just have one simple offer, which I recommend very often. So that is a shop. That is where they can press a button and say buy now in some kind of way. And if they don't buy now, there should be some other way that they can pick the information, give them something so they can at least collect that lead.
Yes. Yes. So that's the power marketing, or the power product. Yeah. And around the power product, do you, like a lot of entrepreneurs have many different products. They might have different coaching programs. They might have different online programs and courses. And brick and mortar is going to have more than one product. Yeah. What are the indicators of what is your power product?
I will say that if you are selling physical goods online, I will teach them how to do analysis and find out what products are the best selling products online. And we will copy from the best in the world. Yeah. And I will teach them how to find them and how to copy them, how to source it, and how to handle it. So that is a part of what I do with how I succeed with the e-commerce clients. But if we talk about a client or customer with who are selling services, I will help them to bundle these into some more simple packages so the customers doesn't get confused. And maybe if you wanted to take them in one direction and you give them an offer, you might have some variation of that offers in different price range, but still something like the same. If you can, if I should give an example, it could be that if you want to learn Facebook advertising, I can sell you a packet for $5,000, and somebody will be will move backwards and say that's too expensive. So I will give them another offer where I can teach them to do Facebook ads for maybe $200. So that is what I mean. So then you position yourself as the Facebook advertising expert, but you have different programs.
Right. And that's all about branding too. It's really positioning yourself and being known for one thing. Yeah. One thing fundamentally. And then, you know, I always talk about branding as having the trunk of the tree. You have to get the tree and the roots. And after you have the tree and the roots, then you put the branches on. And I think a lot of people get that shiny object syndrome where they're like, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this. And then you confuse your audience. Yes. And it's not as, it doesn't flow. Like from what you're saying, then the profits don't flow.
Yeah, I totally agree. 100%.
Yeah. So you've worked in a lot of different places.
Yes.
And I think you told me you're in Dubai? Dubai?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you do there? Who are your clients there?
Yeah, I don't do it anymore.
Oh, okay.
But I have had investment company where we created investment funds, and we did some in Dubai.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. And you do some work in the United States as well?
Yes, I have clients here as well.
And where do you, in Boston or?
No, because I work online, so they can actually be from everywhere.
Oh, okay.
And when I do marketing, I do it all over the United States.
That's right.
So, but I know that some places, United States is more used to e-commerce and to buy things online than other English-speaking countries. So it's a very nice market for me to work with, because I know that the clients there, they are very keen on e-commerce.
So what about the brick and mortar? Because we talked about the online businesses using Facebook ads and having their shop. And what about brick and mortar? What do they need to know about getting online? You know, especially I think sometimes older generations too, who maybe have not been online in the past, and it's intimidating to make that leap.
Yeah.
What do you talk to them about?
I usually talk with them about, I look at their website before we have much conversation, just to understand where they are and so on. But often their website is maybe pretty old. Yeah. And it's maybe more like a business card where they just have their information about telephone address and stuff like that. So I try to talk with them about what is important for them. It's important if you are a local business that local businesses can find you. So it's very important to be in Google. So I will help them to be positioned on the first page of Google. So if you are a local whatever dentist, or if people write dentist and you are in Dallas, then you want to be on page 1.
So is that the SEO? Is it different from SEO?
It's a little different, because it's also just about the data. The data Google has about your business needs to be absolutely correct. If there is some inconsistency within different of these, they call data aggregators, but then they hold the data that Google is asking, what data do you have, what do you have? They have 52 or something like that. They look into like yellow pages and other. If there's inconsistency, then you drop. Then they think that you're not trustable or reliable, because here it says you live in this address and here it says this one. So then you have to be consistent in all these data, and people don't know about this, not at all. So, and they don't know where to look. So it's very simple to do, but you need to know that it has to be done.
So yeah, and as you're saying that, my mind is just going, because that's not, I don't want to spend my time doing that. No. I don't want, so that's why it's important to have somebody that does know how to do that. Yeah. And that's probably a big differentiator for people who stand out when they start to get that online traction.
Yeah. And what most people does, they are not on page 1, because there is only place for 19 or 20 URLs here on that page. So what they do is they buy Google Ads. And then they come and say, we don't get anything out of our Google Ads. But that's the only way they can get on page 1 in Google. That's by paying. So, and that is what we help them with. So just to be there in a you can say, natural way. Yeah. And spend their ad money in another place. Yeah.
So I know that you do more than marketing as well. You have some other interests in health and happiness. So talk to us a little bit about how you really got interested in that. I know I read in the bumper that you had an issue with your thyroid.
Yeah. I think that I like to look at it in a more holistic perspective. Yeah. And I think that the basic for all happiness, that is health.
Yes.
So I'm very interested and concerned about the health, because on top of that, we can build the wealth. We cannot do it the other way around.
Yes.
So I'm very, it takes a lot of my mind, and I'm very occupied with the things that goes around eating well and exercising and sleeping and your mental stage and all that kind of things. So that's why I wrote the book Happiness, because this is some small things that everybody can do in their daily life and actually be more happy. And if you're more happy, you send out better vibes, and you get better vibes back, and the world becomes a better place.
So what are like 1 or 2 tips you can give us to improve our happiness?
Smile.
Well, there you go. Done. Check.
Yeah. It's so easy. Yeah. Yeah. And it's also very easy. Another thing is think good thoughts about yourself. And if that is difficult, then there's always somebody that admires you. It can be your family, your friends, or somebody, but they think that you are very special and you can do special things, and they're not surprised when you come and tell them that I have done this or that. Yeah. You should sometimes try and switch and become that person, and try to see how do they see you. And then suddenly you get this impression, okay, they will not be surprised because I could do this. And that confidence that other people have in you, that you can try to put into yourself.
Yeah, sort of like borrowed benefits, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. And one of the things that I've learned to do is that I used to wake up, and sometimes still do, wake up kind of down. Like my eyes would open and I'd be like just not happy right when I woke up. And it took me a while to figure this out, but it's the action. And I read this recently where you play the movie in your head of what you want your day to be like, and then you pick the first action that you're going to take to make that vision come true.
Okay.
And that action, even thinking about that action, is really empowering. Yeah. And it sends like that little burst of excitement. So I think I agree with what you're saying, that they are things that you do to work on being happy. Yeah. Doesn't just happen. Like some people, have different happiness set points. Yeah. But it's something that we have to cultivate.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And of course the environment is super important. If you are with people that actually depresses you, maybe you're not aware of it, but if they always talk badly about others or have are nervous about the future and so on, it influences you. Yeah. So it's very important to be surrounded with people who give you some, you can say, good vibes and have a positive mindset, and if they don't have, you can maybe influence them and try to spread out some good. But if you feel you keep on going, getting back negative feedback, then you have to move.
Mm-hmm. And you and I were just at this Harvard event where you were speaking on stage at Harvard, and there were leaders from all over the world. You came from Denmark to Boston, and there were people from Mexico and Singapore, and the room was filled with people who were successful, who were positive. And I left that event like high as a kite, because I felt so inspired and so motivated, and the good energy. And I think that's something, I want your opinion on it, but I think a lot of entrepreneurs feel isolated. Yeah. Because they're working at home in front of their computer. Yeah. And they're not surrounded by other people.
Yeah. I agree. To be an entrepreneur is a lonely ride much of the time. So it's very important to have a very good network, to have mentors, have partners, have coaches, have people who inspires you, and who maybe are a little ahead of you, so you have something you can look up to. Right. So for me, I always look at people who are ahead of me and see if I can model them and get inspiration from them. And I like to be around them and learn from them and network with them. It gives me a lot of fuel.
Yeah, well, what did they say? Your net worth is as good as your network? Yeah. Right? Yeah. And I think that's true for your happiness too. Yeah. And what's the point? I mean, what's the point of doing all those things if you're not happy? Yeah. So I think that they go hand in hand. Yeah. Yeah. So what is your next big project? I know that you've got a new thing on the horizon. Yeah, I have this is actually a little serious. So the first book was about health, and this one here is about happiness. Yes. And the next one is about financial. So the next book is about how to pick the low-hanging fruit, or how to increase profit in business. Nice. So it's actually not for a totally startup, but it's the idea about if you have a business, then how can you leverage that one. Yeah, yeah, and I love that it's about low-hanging fruit too, because I think sometimes entrepreneurs are racking their brains, like, what's the next big thing that I can do? Yeah. And there's profit sitting right in front of them that they're not taking advantage of. Yeah, and you must remember, we are entrepreneurs, so we love to run for the new things all the time, and that is, that's our problem, that we have to be everywhere and try so many things. So that's what we have to work with, all of us entrepreneurs, to be focused and actually take that low-hanging fruit. Yeah, absolutely. So that's really exciting. So you have a new book coming out soon. Yeah. You've written, did I say 43 books? Yeah. 43 books, a book on happiness, and an accomplished speaker. And I'm so grateful that you're here today, because you're here from Denmark, and I just was able to snag you right before you went back, and to share with our audience all your insight. And thank you so much for helping the entrepreneurial community to understand really how to make more money, because there are a lot of entrepreneurs out there that they're giving it their best shot, and they're not. Yeah. So we need people like you. So thank you so much for that. And thank you for being here today. And one last question. Yeah. What does it mean to you to thrive?
It means to shine and be happy what you're doing, and live a life that you really value and appreciate.
Yeah.
So actually where you are the best.
Yes. I love it. Yeah. To live your best life.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. And that's what you do, and you're a great example for everybody. So thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Heather. It has been a pleasure to be here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you to all of you as well. And as always, until next time, here's to hitting all your high notes, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye. Hi everyone, it's Heather again. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Thrive. Every week we try to bring you people and information to help you change your life for the better, to grow your business, to expand your thinking, and to open your heart. If you did enjoy this content, I would so appreciate it if you would go to iTunes and review us. Let us know how we're doing. We'd love to hear your thoughts and your feedback. And if you found this information helpful or useful in any way, please share it on out. Let your friends and family know about Thrive. And finally, if you'd like to know more about me, you can visit me at heatherpoduska.com. Until next time, here's to hitting all your high notes.